This was a customer that had a heating safety inspection done on their furnace. We take that very seriously. Your livelihood is wrapped in around this. They're completely safe appliances except for when they haven't been maintained properly or when they weren't installed properly to begin with, right? So the issue is, part of that heating and safety inspection is making sure that none of the combustible gases are coming into your airstream. This is supposed to be a sealed unit. We're blowing fire into one end. Just like anything else that has combustion, it creates carbon monoxide. That carbon monoxide is supposed to be safely exited out of the home, not going into the airstream. The problem you'll have is if there's any cracks or holes in this heat exchanger, then it has potential to leak into your home. And we want to show you that potential. But the big part is, John, this one was actually, we got a rebuttal on there, right? Where they didn't believe that it was.
Yeah, this customer went ahead and they replaced their unit, and we had left it there because they wanted to scrap it. He pulled it out and he just had questions. He was very, very cordial about it, and asked us to go out and show us where the holes were. They're not easy to find. They were even a little bit difficult to find in this one with it in this condition. Which, your inspectors, they don't get this position. They get bent upside down with an inspection mirror and a light. Super difficult. It took me, I don't know, about 10 minutes to find the hole in this one with it in this position. But in actuality, there was about 3 or 4 different holes.
Right.
But one good size one.
So you could zoom in on this and see the difficulty in there, because you do have stains on the heat exchanger and things that can throw you off, right? But you also have, when you're trained and know all of your equipment and able to know where to look for, know where their weaknesses are, and focus your attention there. And the idea here is not to find a failed heat exchanger, but to make sure that the one that you have in your house is safe to operate. This one was not safe to operate. So we wanted to show you kind of what that means and illustrate it a little bit. So if you look in here, it's very difficult to find the holes. If I remember right, they were off on the seams, right?
I know where they are, and they're still hard to find.
Yeah.
But you can see the biggest thing is you see all these rust spots. This is really common on the seams or where the connectors are rubbing. And that's not always where they show up. And it's easy for an inspector or a homeowner to look at that and go, hey, that looks normal. This actually looks really good.
Yeah.
But when you tip it a little bit, let's see where this should go there. I'm going to have to find it again. Here it is right here.
Yep.
It's on the inside of the bottom. There's a hole right there. And we've cleaned this up a little bit so you can see it better. But that was probably the biggest hole. That's enough to make any homeowner ill.
Right. They're easy to find when you got a big old blown out heat exchanger and it's just a big pocket of stuff.
Gas.
Yeah, gas coming out. Which is the other importance of making sure that all your safety switches on your furnace are operating properly, and you didn't have a jack leg out there coming out there jumping stuff out to make you have heat again. If the safety switches are tripping, there's a reason for it. The actual problem needs to be fixed. So we're going to go ahead and illustrate this. We'll flip this up.
Woo. I'm going to get water all over myself. You can already see it dripping.
Yep. So there's our holes right there. You see it coming out here?
Show up.
Easiest one to come out right there. So what that would be is poisonous gas, carbon monoxide, leaking into the owner's house. And the problem with carbon monoxide is how dangerous it is depends on how much blood you have in your body, because it poisons the blood in your body. So the smaller you are, say you have an infant in the house or something like that, they have more potential to risk than a full-grown adult. So obviously we want carbon monoxide detectors in the house, but more than anything, we don't want this gas leaking into your airstream. You can see it leaking off the bottom down here now too.
Did you get this one over here squirting?
Yeah.
See, that's the one I showed you earlier. If that was gas, it's just pouring it, that carbon monoxide into the airstream. It's coming in your vents. But that's what you're paying somebody for, is to come out there and do professional inspection.
Yeah, you want that professional inspection, someone that actually knows what they're looking for, to make sure that you're taken care of. That's it. And we take this job very seriously. When we say we do a safety inspection in your home, that's what we're doing. We're making sure that this unit is safe to operate. This one was not, so it needed to be addressed. And like I said, we're always more than willing to throw the proof out there as to where stuff was coming from. If we say you got a hole in your heat exchanger, that's because we literally saw the hole in the heat exchanger. And they're difficult to find. Like I said, this is easy to see out in the open, but this is all covered up. So it took the technician probably a good hour of inspection to make sure this was safe to operate, but he noticed the telltale signs on there and was like, I need to dig deeper and make sure this is right. And luckily for them, he found this before it was a life-threatening condition in their home, and that's what we're looking to do.